Welcome back to Blizzard Abroad. This is the Brass Mill Center in Waterbury, Connecticut. This is a 4 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. Back in the day, this place used to be packed. Families, teens, people just hanging out. But look at it now. Just another example of a dying mall in America. Malls weren't just about shopping. They're about community. This is where people met up, where young men built confidence. These jobs gave people their first shots at independence. Now, just another casualty of an economy that doesn't care. If you grew up in the 90s or the early 2000s, like you already know, malls were the ultimate proving ground for Riz. If you had game or not. You had it or you didn't. If you wanted to talk to a girl, you had to walk up, you had to say something. No hiding behind the screen, no texting, no DMs. You either had the confidence or you learned to have the confidence. Now, even grown men are afraid to approach women in person. That's part of the bigger issue. The decline of in-person activity for young men. Where are they supposed to develop these social skills at? Where do they even meet people outside of school? Everything's digital. Everything's online now. It's crazy to think that what was normal social interaction just 15 years ago is now seen as intimidating. And that's dangerous because it's making our younger men weaker. If you don't have the confidence to walk up to somebody and start a conversation, you're already at a disadvantage in life. Like, malls used to be where kids learned independence. We used to get dropped off at the mall, spend the whole day at the mall with our friends. Maybe even get a job in one of the stores. Now, the only place that kids meet are on video games, TikTok, or group chats. Like, real life interaction is dying. It's not just malls. Look at what's happening in our parks. Where are the arcades? Where are the rec centers? Sports leagues are struggling to find kids. Everything that required face-to-face interaction is disappearing. And what's left? Endless scrolling and social media. And we gotta be real, man. The fewer places young men have to interact, learn, and build confidence, the easier they are to control. Society is pushing our young men into isolation, and we see the results. Social anxiety is skyrocketing. When I was a teenager, I never even heard the two words social and anxiety in the same sentence. I'm pretty sure it existed, but I never heard that phrase, that term used. Depression is at an all-time high. Loneliness is at an all-time high. And without real life experience, young men are struggling in relationships, at work, and in life. I think it's deeper than just social spaces, though. Malls were a sign of a thriving middle class also. Malls gave people jobs. They provided opportunities for young workers. And they kept money circulating in the local communities. Malls were a strong base of entry-level job opportunities for young people. Now those retail jobs are vanishing. Small businesses are dying. The economy is being swallowed up by massive corporations. The massive corporations do not care about our communities. If places like this can't survive, what does that say about the future of America's workplace? The truth is, the old ways of making a living are dying, disappearing. You can't count on a 9 to 5 job at a department store. All the department stores are disappearing. If you're a young man watching this, you have to start thinking differently. The economy is not designed for you to win anymore. The internet is replacing these malls. It's just not about convenience. It's about control. They want you stuck in the house, ordering everything online, glued to your screen, never questioning what's happening in the real world as they feed you the information that they want you to have. You become a victim to the algorithm. The more isolated we get as a people, the weaker we become. And young men aren't just losing social skills. They're losing drive, they're losing ambition, and they're losing purpose. They're getting caught up in doom scrolling. They're watching what other people are doing in their lives instead of building their own lives. We're too distracted. We're too passive. Too many of us are falling for it. What does this mean for young men moving forward? I think it means that we have to change the whole entire way that we think. I think we have to move differently. We gotta adapt or we're gonna get left behind. The system is changing. You can't depend on the old ways of building success. You have to build skills that actually matter. You have to build something that can't be replaced. Like automation is eliminating jobs left and right. So you have to make yourself valuable in ways that makes you irreplaceable. We have to find our own spaces also with like-minded individuals, people that are headed in the same direction that we are. Traditional places like malls are dying, parks are dying, rec centers are dying. So we need to build our own communities, online and offline. We cannot let society isolate us. And if the American dream isn't working for you, look outside of America. Americans for a long time were isolated mentally also from the rest of the world. And that's one good thing we get from social media is we're seeing people, our fellow Americans, thriving in different places that we never were taught about in school. So in conclusion, places like this mall used to be filled with life. And it's a stark contrast because I did an upload where I walked around a mall in Cebu City. I walked around the Ayala Center in Cebu City, and it was filled to the brim with families, with energy, with a sense of a community. Families were there with their kids. Young men were there with their girlfriends. There was laughter there. There was joy. It's what our malls used to be. And it was kind of nostalgic. But places like these are disappearing in America. And it's a stark reminder that things are changing. It doesn't mean that we have to go down with it. So we need to make our move before it's too late. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. If you have a comment, please don't feel shy to leave me a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, Lizard Abroad.